Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Monday, October 4th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you are somebody that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about technical analysis and how it can be used to make good decisions as a trader, then this will be a video for you. Real quick before I get started, I do want to personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online class that I'm offering next week. So just keep in the back of your mind that if you enjoy what you're hearing, you want to learn more about this tool and how it can be used to help build consistency as a trader, then I want you to get signed up for the class. If you're watching on YouTube, then there's a link down in the description box, or if you're watching at my site, claytrader.com, there's going to be somewhere right on the webpage there for you to click on and get signed up. So like I said, just no pressure or anything. Keep it in the back of your mind. If you like what you see and if you want to take your understanding to another level, then definitely get signed up. First one here, ticker symbol SPY. If you live under a rock or something, then the markets have been pretty crazy this entire week, including today, big move down, and then all of a sudden now a very nice bounce upwards. And I should note that I will be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks, as they're called, represents 30 minutes worth of time. So you can see that during the morning part of the day, things got really bad. And then from there, like I said, got to give credit where credit's due. A very nice bounce happened. But for the overall markets moving into next week, the very valid question is, okay, yeah, great bounce, but is there actually any sort of true power behind this bounce? Is there any sort of true power? And I have no idea, but by using charts, we can make answering that question very straightforward. And in my mind, it all revolves around, let's do this. There we go. It all revolves around this area right here at $430.50. Why is this area important? Well, hopefully we can all agree that, price movements with genuine power, they're going to make progress, right? The price is not going to go back to where it was. So on that note, $430.50 is going to be known as a quote unquote progress point, meaning if the price comes down there and stays above it, and again, I'm not saying that'll occur, but if the price were to do that, what would you still have? Well, you'd still have a set of lows there. You'd have lows right there. And if you envision those as stair steps, well, you'd still have stair steps making progress in the upwards direction. So that's why to me, it's all about $430.50. Now, of course, if the price just keeps on going up, well, that would just give more evidence that, yeah, that this is actually a truly strong bounce. But just because the price goes down a little bit doesn't mean that it's game over. But at the end of the day, you do want to still make sure that the markets are making progress. So again, in my mind, and that's the one thing, I realize me just saying making progress, those are just words. But that's the great thing about charts is they allow you to take words and phrases and then make them very, quantifiable with numbers. So my, again, definition of make progress, $430.50. So let's see if the price can stay above that or not. Next one here, ticker symbol CEI. Been doing this one on a routine basis for, it feels like the past 10 months. It hasn't been that long, but it's been definitely the past few weeks. And this is going to be very straightforward because not a whole lot of new updates need to be made. In particular, in regards to that green line there, $2.90. Talked about that in past videos, and surprise, surprise, again, the power of charts. Price came down there to that area of support, and to give credit where credit's due, price got a nice bounce from it. But so nothing has really changed though, other than the fact that it was tested and it's once again held strong. And yeah, you do still have this overarching level of resistance up there, but really before you even put any focus on that area, in fact, I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of it. Because in my mind, the near-term level that matters the most right now is all about that purple line there, the 50-period moving average currently valid at, let's just call it $3.50. So that's really the simplistic way to go into next week is $3.50 key level of resistance, $2.90 key level of support, and not just a big question mark of, who is ultimately going to win out. Are the bulls going to win out and get the break to the upside of that resistance, or are the bears going to win out by pushing the downside? That all remains to be seen, but those are certainly going to be the two main levels that I think matter the most from a technical point of view. Next one here, ticker symbol AMC, and overall, just kind of a blah type of day, but I say that in a bullish sense. What do I mean by that? Well, I mean, what could have very well happened, and this will mean a little bit more to those who have traded for a while, but I'm sure you've seen stocks that make a huge move, and then the next day, it's just like, hey, just kidding, and right back down it goes. But that didn't happen today. Now, sure, was today exciting? Was today just filled with explosions? It wasn't. It was not an exciting day as the price did not continue to boom in the upwards direction. However, just because something's not exciting doesn't mean that it's not healthy. And today was definitely healthy because it just went through a consolidation move here, which is very important and very helpful because, yeah, you got to think about it. There is a bunch of people that bought down here. So you know that some of those people are at least taking profits up there. But the good news is when those people were taking profits, it wasn't all of a sudden forcing the price right back down. So there has been, an exchange of shares. There's been some congestion right around this area, but it's all happening at a higher level, which is good to see. Now, that, of course, doesn't guarantee anything next week, but it certainly makes it more than valid, more than rational to be feeling better about, the prospects. So going into next week, as far as, key levels are concerned, again, nothing here has changed. Still have the overarching level at $40.50, that red line there from the resistance side of things, and then from the support side of things down there at $36.50. But overall, like I said, today, not a very exciting day, but a healthy day. Next one, ticker symbol BMRA. Very, very impressive move today. Great volume and overall a nice solid pattern here. I know my favorite part of the pattern here is that you can see here that these lows throughout the course of the day just kept creeping higher and higher. Not that that guarantees anything, but again, no such thing as a guarantee, but the point of charts and the point of using them as a tool is to help us make good, solid, logical decisions. And when a chart's got these higher lows creeping up, is it logical to feel good about it? Absolutely. If the price was just going down, 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 I'm saying I feel great about it, right? That wouldn't make any logical sense. But in this situation, the price is creeping upwards, so it makes logical sense to keep an eye. In fact, let's just do this to make that a little bit easier to. In fact, let me grab the other annotation. There we go. Let's just do this to make it a little bit easier to see in terms of the uptrending trend line there. So yeah, those higher lows, and I'm going to change that to green to represent more of a bullish dynamic. So keep an eye on that from the support side of things. And then as far as resistances are concerned, and it's all about this area right up here at $6.50. So every breakout player and their brother's uncle is going to be watching that area up there. So that's really where the big question mark comes into play. Can the bulls show up again with enough power and momentum to get the price up there and then push up through it? And if it can, well then yeah, that could definitely result in quite a bit of additional momentum. But very, very nice pattern here headed into next week. So we'll see what happens with it. Next one, ticker symbol FAMI, and not a great day today, but again, it all goes back to, as I've said in past top 10 videos, what's your perspective going into this one? Meaning, if you're a day trader or flipper, scalper, whatever you want to call yourself, and you bought right there, maybe you bought this morning during the opening 30 minutes right there, and your plan was to buy and sell within 7 minutes. Well, then from that perspective, the chart looks really, really bad. Now, if you care about things from the big picture point of view, yeah, the price has pulled back that much more, but notice right where it bounced. And this will mean more to those of you that watch the past videos I've done on this one. But right off that purple line there, the 50-period moving average. Once again, just a perfect real-life example of the power of charts. So that's certainly going to be a very important level of support here headed into next week. And then as far as updates are concerned, this update needs to be done, which is just based on a foundational rule in charting, which states when levels of support are broken and closed below, they tend to act as resistance. So yes, you do have 50 cents up there as a resistance, but my point here is that it's kind of irrelevant to be focused on that one at all until the price can first prove itself in the near term. And again, quote unquote, prove itself being defined as that 40-cent mark. So 40 cents area, key level from the near term resistance, and then definitely very important level of support now moving forward, which again, to give credit where credit's due, good job with the price holding above that purple line, but you certainly want to see that continue to happen moving forward. Next one here, ticker symbol ZOM. And overall, a good solid chart, a good looking trend here. But like you said, it goes back to perspective, meaning if you're a day trader and you bought right there, or you bought right there and you wanted to buy and sell within 3.7 seconds, well then yeah, from that angle, chart's not looking very good for you. But from the overall standpoint, it's fine. I realize had the price stayed up here, that'd be much better than pulling back. But the idea here is, well, where do the lows, where were the lows at today? Well, the lows are right here. Where are the lows at the previous day? Well, right there. How about the previous day? Well, down there. Then again, you envision those as stair steps, and you can see these stair steps are still progressing in the upwards direction. So even with the pullback today, the price from an overall chart perspective is still trending in the upwards direction. And if anything, if you're somebody that likes to play pullbacks, you don't like to buy breakouts, you don't like because you feel like maybe you're chasing the price, maybe you're suffering from FOMO, so you'd rather see the price come to you, pull back. Well, I mean, look no further here. This is a great pullback. And as you just saw, it is happening within the context of higher stair steps. Again, doesn't mean that it's going to necessarily recover, but is it at least is it at least a rational thought to think that, yeah, I could see this thing recovering? Yeah, it absolutely is. Doesn't guarantee it, but it's certainly something that is more than reasonable to think. So like I said, if you're more of a pullback player, you like to take those sorts of trades, then this is definitely one to keep an eye on. Next one here, ticker symbol SMTS. I don't know if I've ever even heard of this ticker symbol, but hey, it is what it is. Great volume today. Very nice pattern. So headed into Monday, I'm sure there's going to be plenty of other people watching it. So let's get these levels mapped out. First key level here from a resistance standpoint, going to be right up here at $2.67. You can see that, yeah, a couple of times the price broke above it there, but ultimately the momentum just disappeared. And then once again, late afternoon, price got up there, and then the momentum disappeared right when it got right around that area. So that's certainly going to be the main breakout area headed into next week. And then as far as the other part of the pattern, going to have this trend line right there. Again, let me change that to green to represent more of the bullish dynamic of it. And then I'm going to just draw everything now the same color, so it's hopefully easier to see. So again, we have that level of resistance right there. We have that level of support right there. And then this would be known as the pull portion. And if I put a little hole down there for you golfers out there and make it a little bit more visual, this would be known as a bull pennant pattern. So bull pennant pattern here, head into next week. And like other ones, it's just a question of, all right, well, who's ultimately going to win out? Are the bears going to win out by pushing the price to the downside of the pattern, or the bull is going to show up and break out of this consolidation, which is a nice move to the upside? That all remains to be seen. But yeah, you got to like the bullish nature of the pattern. Next one here, ticker symbol PED, and what a crazy, crazy afternoon. In fact, a very crazy, like I said, 30 minutes represented by each one of those. So last 30 minutes there, just a huge amount of volume. Price went all the way up there, came all the way back down. So who knows? Maybe this was just some sort of late day Friday. I don't want to say pump and dump because that's not accurate, but just I don't know if there was anything truly strong behind it. Maybe this was just kind of I guess, yeah, maybe is this some sort of pump and dump? I don't know. It might not be. So to be totally fair, who knows? Maybe this is the start of something much bigger. And then, next Friday, I'm going to be sitting here talking about how, hey, remember when I was talking about this thing at $2.20 and now it's, up at $8? You never know. But the point here and why I want to get on the watch list is the fact of the matter is nothing was really going on volume-wise. And then kaboom, the big volume showed up. So we'll see if this can carry into next week with the main area of resistance going to be right up there at $2.40. And then if you do prefer to play pullbacks, an interesting pullback area is going to be that former breakout point right there around the $1.80 mark. But like I said, this could totally just have been a one-day wonder or really a one-afternoon wonder. But that's, of course, why risk management, risk control exists. But who knows? If this is the start of something bigger, then I at least want to have it on the top 10 just in case. Next one here, ticker symbol RIDE. And for those of you that are maybe new to these top 10 lists, I usually try to throw in one kind of ugly chart because there can be opportunity in ugly, and this is one ugly chart. I mean, here's a true story. The price gapped up, opened right there, and moved slightly up. True story. There are people that bought right there. Those people, they're not going to have a very good weekend. I mean, brutal to know that there are people buying up at that area just to have the thing absolutely collapse and create a very ugly chart. But like I said, there can be opportunity. So let's squeeze things down here, and you're going to notice that there's an interesting area on the chart right down here at, let's see, what is that? $6 and let's call it 45 cents. If you go through the history of the chart, generally speaking, you can see behaved as support. And this was a former area of resistance right there. So it would make sense why it would act as support. Now, let me be very clear, even though I'm repeating myself over and over. Just because the price has bounced off this area a couple times before does not mean that for sure, guaranteed, without doubt, another bounce is coming. Now, is it at least is it at least a rational thought that there could be some sort of maybe consolidation and a bounce? Yeah, that's more than valid. That's a more than rational thought. That doesn't mean that it's guaranteed to happen, though. So 645, just so much ugly, and it's one of these situations where sometimes the situations reach the point where it's like, this thing will never, ever have another good day ever again. And usually those are the points where things start to turn around. And you got to think that people are thinking, this is the worst thing ever. I mean, look how ugly this is. Maybe, just maybe, get some sort of bounce over the next couple of days, next week. But as always, no guarantee, so risk management matters. Next one here, ticker symbol NIO. And very interesting scenario here. So let me actually just do a ray so we can get this as straightforward as possible right there. So that trend line right there has been absolutely on point. I mean, I guess I can't say that because technically speaking, there was the one instance where the price did actually drop below it, even though, it quickly recovered back upwards. But after that, you can just see bounce off it, bounce up, bounce. You get the idea. And now you look at today's price action. So I'm actually going to zoom in here a little bit. But you now understand where that green line is coming from. But now you look, and the price is well within striking distance of that green line again. Doesn't mean that level is going to, once again bounce. I mean, according to past history, it seems like it's a very likely possibility. But if it doesn't, that could also cause a lot of people to freak out because they're going to be looking and saying the same thing I'm saying. Well, it's bounced off, this level many times before. But it's not bouncing now. What's wrong? Sell. So that's a very valid area to think that could cause people to panic. Again, no guarantees, but is it at least a valid thought process to go on based on the past history of the chart? Absolutely. But more of the story here, that trend line there, very, very important level. And one of those trend lines there, I guarantee a bunch of people around the world have drawn it. So call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you want. When a lot of people are watching the same level, wondering the same thing, it can definitely produce some very dynamic movements. And then as far as overarching levels of resistance are concerned, all about that pink line there, the 200 period moving average. You can see right there an instance of the price getting kind of close to it. And then here is an instance from today where the price actually got a little bit above it. But in both those instances, it's just like whenever the price gets around that area, it just kind of, the momentum disappears. So I'm not saying that the price can never break above there, but that's certainly going to be a big challenge moving forward. But yeah, NIO, super, super interesting with this trend line here. Because again, you can see it right here. I mean, that trend line has been basically on point several times before, so we'll see if it comes into play or not next week. And that wraps up the top 10. Again, I want to personally invite you to get signed up for the class. So if you like what you saw and you want to get signed up, again, it'll be this upcoming Thursday on October 7th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Always an important part. So keep that in mind. And like I said, if you want to learn more about charts and how they can be such a great tool to make good decisions, build consistency, then definitely get signed up for the class. And then as far as these top 10 videos are concerned, thank you for watching. If you enjoy this format and if you would like for me to continue to make these videos, because they do require quite a bit of time and effort, then please communicate that to me by doing two easy things. Hit that like button, leave a comment. It could be saying hi. It could be a ticker symbol that you're watching next week. It could be a smiley face emoji. But those two things communicate to me that you enjoy these videos, you find them helpful. And as long as I know that people are enjoying, then I have no problem at all continuing to put in the time and effort to make them. So like I said, just help me out, give me that communication back, and I really do appreciate it. And again, if you want to get signed up for the class, then definitely do that. And I look forward to having the live session with you next week. So everybody take care. Have a great weekend.